Hey, welcome to Chris BI. My name is Chris Wagner, and today we're going to be going over the number one topic I'm always asked about. How do you get started in Power BI? But first, boom, Alliance is counting on you. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, turn on that alarm bell so you don't miss any future emission. Getting started in Power BI is really simple. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people who have already been down this journey. And what's best news for you is there's lots of resources out there. Before we get started, I don't want you to worry, okay? Everyone has kind of entered into this Power BI space. Some have run into it. Others have, reluctantly approached it, all right? But don't worry about it. Power BI is designed as a self-service solution, okay? So it is a self-service platform that should make it very easy for you to get in and do what you need to do and grow with it for 10, 20 years. You could even you could make your own career inside the space if you want to, or your interactions can be really light, okay? So don't you worry about it. When it comes to working with Power BI, what are we talking about here? When we say self-service or you hear the phrase low code, no code, what the heck is this? Well, these are tools that are built to be usable by anyone with either a high degree of technical capability or a low degree of technical capability, right? Like if you're sitting here going, man, I'm in sales or I'm in customer service, my boss said to learn Power BI, what the heck am I going to do? Well, I've got great news for you. These things are designed to be draggy droppy type interfaces that are very easy for you to get up, running, and do amazing things inside of it. This is really all part of the Power Platform, which contains all of Microsoft's self-service, low-code, no-code solutions. Where does Power BI fit into the Power Platform? Power BI is the reporting and analytics space. So if you're ever trying to do something that's all focusing on creating a report, showing information, drilling into data, and understanding what's going on inside your business, you're talking Power BI. If you're talking about building out an app that you put information into, maybe you see some data, right? Maybe you have some interaction with data, but it's primarily like getting data in and out. That's going to be more of a Power App solution. And then if you're talking about how do you automate something, something that you do day in and day out, that's Power Automate. Again, great news. The entire Power Platform is super easy to work with. And so if you have to do any of these things, like if you said, oh man, I was told to go do Power BI, but I have some input needs. Look, well, maybe you should be looking at a video I got coming out soon on what is Power Apps, right? So maybe that's going to be your place, or you're supposed to automate something. Maybe Power Automate's going to be better for you. But we got videos coming out on those soon, and who knows, maybe you're watching this in the future and they're already out. So check for links on my site. Power BI has three main components, right? So we're going to keep this really simple for you. There's going to be the main place that people come in and interact with Power BI is going to be reports. So these are the reports that you click in on, you see data, maybe you see some charts, some bar graphs, some tables, you see some KPIs, right? That's going to be your report. Data sets are what sits underneath those Power BI reports to bring data together and to make it interactive for you to work with. And then the third part of Power BI is Power Query. And that's how we bring data into Power BI to start working with it, to shape it into the data sets, to do something and create those visuals. Remember, keep this as simple as it needs to be. Your ingestion, your Power Query could just be one table, right? That could be your entire data set that you build your report off of. Reports are going to be comprised of a number of different elements. This isn't just big visuals, or it's not just big tables. These reports are designed to be like a whole myriad of different visuals to help you interact and understand what's going on in your data. One of the big key things that we focus on when we build out reports is how do we provide information to users when they just come in and look at the information, right? A lot of that is in which visuals you choose, and that's something that really has become an art form of figuring out how to work and operate with Power BI. So if you're building out your first report, experiment, play around, try different things. And one thing you should think about is how do you do a layout so that it's very easy for people to interact with, so that they can understand what they're working with, and know what they're looking. Next layer is data sets. When you think about a data set, these are going to be the tables that you bring into your report that you're going to be building your information off of. Unlike just a query, a data set's going to include a whole bunch of other things, right? So instead of just having this big tabular set of data that you might see this big export of information on, that's going to be one of the tables. But you're also going to be able to join it to other tables inside of your data set, and then add in measures on top of that. Like, what's my sum of my sales, or what's the total number of orders that I've had? Those are some very common measures and KPIs that you can create in Power BI really easy. But Power BI also allows you to do some real crazy time intelligence measures, like what were my sales for the last year? What were my sales for the last year for the same time period? You can do some crazy stuff super easily inside of Power BI. Power Query is one of the easiest tools out there when it comes to connecting to data wherever it happens to be in the cloud, bringing it into your reports, and then being able to use that to model it. Inside of Power Query, you can connect to hundreds of different sources of information. You can then transform it, you can cleanse it, you can do all sorts of things to add in business value and make that useful for you. And it's all GUI driven, and it's really easy to interact with. And great news though, there is like a coding backend. So like if you ever need to scale it or you need to do something more complex, you can do that too, right? It's very simple. The complex stuff isn't very simple, but you can get started very simply. Great news though, there's a whole slew of training resources that are available for you. First one really being the Microsoft Learn set of resources. And honestly, if you haven't been out to Microsoft Learn, this is a great place for you to go out, connect, and understand all of the various Microsoft products, okay? Out in Microsoft Learn, you can go out and you can browse for different content and roles that are out there. I'm going to hone in this case, on Power BI. And you can see that there's a whole bunch of different modules and learning paths that are out there. I do like to focus in on learning paths because that'll keep you in a constant flow of information, right? So it takes you from one subject to another subject to another in a real thought out and prepared manner. And the first one I really like to get people connect with is create and use analytics reports inside of Power BI. This will really run you through the entire gambit of getting up and running with Power BI. It is, it says the course length is 6 hours and 15 minutes. That's going to be a give or take, kind of depending upon how much time you spend at any one level. But it is a fantastic course to get up and running, right? So set an hour or two aside every day for a week or two. You'll play with the stuff, get engaged, and try these things out, right? Takes you through getting started, build, get data, model data, use visuals, exploring it, right? And then publishing out into the service, all right? It's a fantastic thing to get up and going. When you get started, you're going to basically do the classes that are out there, right? Like we just went through those, right? First thing though is you're going to install Power BI Desktop. And that's really important. When you install it, I want you to go in and install it from the Microsoft Store. And so real easy to get to it. Go down to your Windows panel. I'm going to zoom in, right? Right into here. You can see the Microsoft Store right here. I want you to click on that Microsoft Store. When that comes up, you're going to type in Power BI. There's going to be a couple different options for you. Power BI. There's Power BI, the app. This allows you to browse applications that are published to your service, and then Power BI Desktop. This gives you the ability to author Power BI and create Power BI reports, right? It's kind of like Excel, except for Power BI, right? So you're going to select Power BI Desktop, and I've already got it installed. This will say install here for you. The reason you want to install it through the Microsoft Store is Power BI Desktop is an agile cloud-based solution, and it updates monthly with new features, functionality, and capabilities. And if you get it through the store, every night your system's going to check to see if there's a new update. And when there's a new update, it's going to install automatically, and you're going to get all the new features with it. And great news, if there's ever any bugs or issues, Microsoft pushes those bugs and those corrections and patches out through the store, and you get those automatically too, right? So this is the best way to start engaging inside of Power BI reports. Okay. So once you've got it installed, I want you to go out, grab some data, kind of like the training already showed you how to do that, right? You've already done that at least a little bit in theory, walking through that. Try and model the data out, do some stuff in there when it comes to like shaping it, transforming it, right? Add in some measures. And then number 4, and this is the funnest part. So you might race to that. I ain't going to blame you. It is super fun. This reporting side of it is a blast. Start to create some content. All right. And frankly, you know, you can't really go wrong. You're not going to break anything. That's one of the great things about Power BI. You've already loaded the data in, from wherever the source is into Power BI. You're not going to break it. So go ahead, try it out, give it a shot, create some visuals. I'd love to see what you're able to do, what you come up with. Okay. And then the next thing, once you kind of do some playing with that and you want to like do some more practicing, I want you to head over to Kratos BI. That's my website. I've got a whole slew of training materials for you out under Get Started with Power BI. So if you go out to Kratos BI, right, and then go down to Get Started with Power BI right here. Oh, got it right here, right? This is going to take you out to on my website, and I've got a whole slew of resources that are out here that you can check out, you can get engaged with. All this is free. All I'm asking of you really for all the stuff that I put out there is like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you like about Power BI or the challenges. Leave that stuff down below in the comment. It really helps me out. Frankly, I super appreciate it if you would take the time to do that. That would be great. All right. But other than that, just keep growing, keep learning, right? And keep practicing. The more you practice, the better you're going to get. And you're going to find that there's more and more stuff that you can do inside this tooling. And it is super easy. Thank you guys so very much. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and listen to this video. You know, it really helps me out. I really appreciate it that you've done this. You've gone through all this stuff to take your time to do that. And like this, like we're writing up over here on YouTube. The logarithm is all about like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. That really helps me out. So the more you can do that, the more I appreciate it. And I got more content out for you, coming out for you very soon. Thank you very much. Peace.